Well, last week we went up to Shobara again. It was a national holiday. We tried to climb Ashitakeyama, the purported Japanese pyramid, and Demon Scream Mountain, but weren't able to do it. Bad weather. But I did go up Ashitakeyama a little ways, just by myself. The family waited in the warm car, and I went up. I went up by myself. And I found these. And I thought I'd show them to you and compare and contrast them with these found on Hibayama, Mount Hiba. So, inspecting these trees, I found the following. As a tree inspector, I found that the bark is removed from the ground up to about the bottom of my rib cage. That's a little over a meter. Whereas from these trees, the bark was removed from the ground up to 3.5 to 4 meters. Well above my reach. I'd need a ladder. But a ladder would be tricky. Here, on this steep mountainside. On these trees, the wood was dug into, cut into, incised. Something incised this wood. But on these trees, and I don't have a close-up, I'm sorry, you'll have to take my word for it, the wood was smooth and undamaged. It looked just like a peeled banana. Now, around these trees, there were no pieces of bark, and I looked hard. I couldn't find one chip. So I think whoever took the bark off these trees was eating it with appreciation, eating every precious morsel, because, hey, debarking trees is hard work. Also, waste not, want not, and winter is coming on. But whoever debarked these trees had a very different mindset. He just left the bark just lying around on the forest floor. Now maybe he was eating the softer inner bark and discarding the harder bark. Or maybe he wasn't eating anything. Maybe he was just creating a signpost or something. Well, I've already told you that the only person I can think of who would be capable of doing this is the Hibagon, the Japanese Bigfoot. Insert product placement here. I don't think deer, wild boar, or bear, or man could do this. Now, we've had reports of Hibagon 9 feet tall. Kurote was 9 feet tall. Remember him? For newer viewers, Kurote was he was a very naughty Bigfoot creature, reported here in Japan, up in Ishikawa, up on that Noto Peninsula, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And we have a video all about him, that degenerate Kurote. He could have done this. But, take a Hibagon 6'5", maybe 7 feet. We have lots of reports of those. We have a cadaver about that size. Do you think they're able to climb a tree? I bet they sure can. Yeah, Hibagon is our culprit here, it looks like, to me. And come to think of it, I think he has delimbed this tree as well as debarked it. And that one in the background, too. But these trees here, I'm pointing my finger at deer. Could have been wild boar, but they have plenty of food underground that they just love. No, I think this was deer. Yep, this was deer. Hey, I'm not the kind of guy who thinks that the Hibagon are behind everything. Now, maybe 50 yards away, along the same trail, I found this interesting structure. At first, I thought this is the biased, grizzled old varmint hunter in me, but I thought it looked like a hunting blind. Right? It's not a shelter. It doesn't stop wind or rain, but it could break up your silhouette if that's what you were interested in. It looks good for that to me, especially if you already had pretty good forest camouflage. Say, if you were colored like shadow. But you still have your silhouette, and something like this could break up that silhouette, letting unsuspecting animals, like, say, hungry deer, come a little closer while you watch and wait and then explode out with incredible speed. If you were an ambush predator. Now, the only problem with that scenario, with this particular structure, is that its floor is built off the ground, out off of the slope. And it's a long fall down from there. Certainly for someone with only human abilities like me. I cannot imagine a man like me, a mere man, risking his life, leaning out over there to build this useless structure, risking your neck. Well, maybe this isn't a hunting blind after all, but maybe if you crouch right against the edge there, if you crouch right against the edge of that cliff, the angle and the perspective would work out. But you couldn't pay me to crouch right against the edge there. No thank you. So I couldn't test that theory. Well, it's just another interesting find out in the woods that I thought I'd put to your consideration. Now, another interesting find was this charming hamburger factory out in the middle of nowhere. We tried to get a hamburger, but two problems. First, he was closed for the holiday. Well, we could get around that because he was willing to open up his factory just for us. But he sells his hamburgers by reservation only, and he needs 40 minutes lead time. Well, the girls were hungrier than that, so we just thanked him and told him we'd catch him next time. Okay, I'm Kyle for Hibagon, Japanese Bigfoot, and I'll catch you next time, exploding out of my blind with a fresh, hot video with a sesame seed bun and a pickle. Bye-bye.